On hearing this, Louis dropped his food on the table and was shocked, seeing a beautiful little girl standing in front of him. "Who are you?" he asked her. The little girl replied, "My name is Tiana. I am 8 years old. And who are you too?" Louis, on his side, was still shocked and confused. Her boldness for him. Louis then introduced himself. "I am Louis, and I'm the owner of the house that you are currently standing inside." Tiana then smiled and told Louis to serve her food, drink, that she's very hungry. She told Louis she had not eaten since morning. Louis asked her why. She said he should not eat the food on the table. Tiana then told him to go to the kitchen and open the pot. That he would notice that the food inside the pot is different from the food he was about to eat. Who cooked the food he was about to eat? Who served you the food? Tiana asked Louis. But Louis couldn't even remember who served the food. According to him, he came out of his room. He was really hungry. He saw food placed on his dining table. Because of how hungry he was, he decided to eat it. Tiana hummed and responded to him. "So, because you own this house, you built it with your money. You bought everything inside the house. If you see anything eatable in your house, you will just carry it and eat, without asking the right questions. Well, you should go and do some Thanksgiving because I just saved your life. Next time, when you see food or anything eatable in your house, make sure to ask questions before you carry it and eat, so that you will not go and eat course one day. Please, Mr. Lewis, go to the kitchen. I need to eat. I am so hungry. Please, make sure to add a glass of juice to it." Lewis, out of curiosity and still in shock, entered the kitchen, not to go and dish out food and give to Tiana, the little girl, but he wanted to confirm what the little girl was talking about. When he entered the kitchen, he opened the pot, only to see it was truly another food that was inside the pot. He then became confused. If another food is inside the pot, then who dished out the food that he was about to eat that was placed on top of the dining table? He then called Jack and asked him if he was the one that dropped the food that was on top of the dining table. Jack denied dropping any food. He then suggested to Louis to call the chef. Since the chef have left, he should call the chef and confirm if she was the one that cooked the food and placed it on the dining table. Louis then called Bella, his wife's best friend, and asked her if she had dropped the food on top of the dining table. Bella also denied it, saying she has been inside the room with Cherry and don't even know anything about the food. Louis then thought, maybe Jack is right. It might be the chef. Maybe she prepared the food for him, covered it, and left. Then, Louis decided to call the chef to confirm and be sure. He picked up his phone and called the chef, only for the chef to also deny not knowing anything about the food on the dining table. Ha! Louis shouted. What sort of problem is this? Then, who placed the food on the dining table? As Louis was standing there, still looking confused, Tiana touched him and asked him if he's done making all the inquiries he wanted to make. Because no matter what he does, he wouldn't find out who actually dropped the food on the dining table. Tiana then asked about the food she requested for. Louis, who was still confused, asked her to explain herself, who she was, before she calls the police on her. Tiana started to laugh. Oh, you want to call the police on a 8-year-old girl? Wow. So, if I were to be your daughter, would you call the police on me? I didn't enter your house before the food was placed on your table. I entered your house just to save you. In return, I requested for your food and drink. I am hungry. I want to eat. I wasn't joking when I said that. Give me food first, then we'll continue afterwards. I will tell you everything you need to know as far as my belly is full. Louis, seeing that he had no other option, gave Tiana food and drink. Afterwards, he then asked her how she knew that the food was poisoned. Tiana replied to him, I knew you wouldn't allow me to eat this food in peace. Let the food digest at least. And don't let me choke because you gave me food. But I just want to let you know, I know things. I just know things. It comes to me naturally. And if you believe it, it will be for your own good. Don't be like others who are shallow-minded. I will tell them the truth. They will push me away. And at the end of the day, they pay for the consequences of their actions. Someone is trying to harm you and your family. I know you lost your only daughter, and your wife is in a very bad state right now. Louis opened his mouth in shock. Tiana just dropped another bomb. How did she get to know that? Tiana then pleaded with Louis to close his mouth before flies would enter inside. She then told him to trash the food in the toilet and flush it. If not, the person will succeed. Out of fear, Louis rushed and poured the food away. He then asked Tiana about her parents, her mother and father, where they are, and why is she wandering alone at her young age. Tiana started to smile. She said to Louis, oh, at my young age, I was able to save an older man with full senses complete, which is you. You should be so grateful to God that I came here today. If not, by now, everybody around you should be running around on how to bury you 6 feet ground, because the poison in that food, you can never find the cure. But if you must know, I am an orphan. I was adopted into this family that is using my gift to make money for themselves. Well, I had to run away. But before I tell you everything about myself, you must promise me that you will accept me inside your home as your own child. You won't send me away because someone you care about might tell you to do so. And definitely you will. Am I Mind you, me being here is because your life is in danger. Your wife is also in danger. That even reminds me, what sort of man loses his child and didn't bother to know what actually killed his child? Mr. Lewis, you too do. This made Lewis very, very angry. The way and manner Tiana mentioned his dead child, and the way the young girl is talking like an adult, talking to him as if they are mates. He didn't want Tiana to mind the way she's talking to him. They aren't mates, and he does not want to do something he would regret. Out of anger, Louis told Tiana that he can't afford to accommodate anyone else right now. He doesn't know her, and he won't do anything that will land him in danger. He told Tiana to leave and return to his adopted parents instead of coming here to put him in trouble. Louis then asked Tiana to leave his house, that he has heard enough. I don't want to listen to any other thing that she has to say. Before Louis was able to throw Tiana out, Tiana continued to smile. She then stand up and said to him, I knew you would react like this, but it is fine, Mr. Lewis. I am leaving, but hear this and listen carefully. No one in this life is your friend. Your own family can betray you, kill you, bury you, and spit on your grave. Your most trusted friend, relation, wife can be your enemy, but you will never know until you open your eyes and see the things happening right in front of you. No one is to be trusted. They are all taking advantage of the fact that you are kind-hearted. But you see this world, no one survives being so soft and too kind. You have to be tough in between so that people won't use you anyhow. One last thing, Tiana said to him, go and find out what killed your only child. Be careful with those around you. Read my lips. You will come back looking for me. I repeat, you will definitely come look for me. I just hope it won't be too late then. Always sleep with one eye open. You never can tell who will attack you next. I am out of here. I'll be in the streets since you refuse to accommodate me. Louis stood there still confused. Tiana walked away. Who is this little girl? Jack, out of nowhere, came out and asked Louis, I have been observing everything from that place. The way she talks, how confident she is. This is not a coincidence. I think you should find out who this girl is. Because nowadays, they come in different form just to come and scam people off their hard-earned money. You better be careful. How such a small girl have so many information and she knows so much at her little age, talking like an elder. My friend, you better be careful. Like I said, they come in different forms. Thank God you told her to leave. If not, who knows what else she would say. Funny enough, I don't even know her at all. Louis said to Jack, the way she talked, the things she said, is really scary, bro. I think you are saying the truth. I need to be very careful around little girls like this. They come in different form. And she knew I lost a little girl around her age too. Who knows who sent her? Jack then encouraged his friend to put everything away and focus on how to make his wife come back to her senses and forget about the little girl. Even though Louis agreed with Jack, his instinct was telling him another thing. That fateful night, Louis couldn't sleep. Those words kept on ringing in his head. He was lying down on his bed thinking. All of a sudden, he noticed a shadow. It was as if someone is watching him. He stood up immediately and suddenly the shadow disappeared. Louis became really scared. Sleep disappeared from his eyes immediately. He stood up to check on his wife. Apparently, his wife, Chelly, sleeps on the same room with Bella. According to Bella, so that she could look after her friend properly. Louis had to agree. When he got to their room, they were both sleeping soundly. He then decided to go to the sitting room to go relax his mind. That was when he met Jack, still awake, watching television. Louis asked him why he's still awake by that time of the night, because the Jack he knows doesn't play with his sleep, especially at night. Jack replied him and told him that change is constant and he wants to be a man like him. He wants to get married, have kids, so he has to change some of his attitude and habits so that he can turn a new leaf and be useful to himself. He noticed that he has been slacking back in a lot of things. All the ladies he has dated, none of them took him seriously, maybe because they thought he's not serious in life. He then told Louis that he wants to be better than he was yesterday. So he applied for some online work that he can be doing as an extra source of income. And that is why he's awake by that time of the night. Jack then asked Louis why he is also awake. Louis then told him it's because he couldn't even sleep. Not after what he witnessed that day. The young girl that came to the house, everything just made him to be having sleepless nights, that he couldn't sleep. They both sat, gisted for long until they both fell asleep on the couch. The next day, Louis dressed up for work very early in the morning. Bella served him some breakfast. Out of fear, Louis refused the food. Bella asked him why, because she has been the one making breakfast for him ever since she came to the house. Louis doesn't have any reasons to give. Rather, he told Bella not to bother, that he will grab something later, that he is in a hurry and he has an important meeting to attend that fateful morning. He also told Bella to tell his wife that he has left for work that fateful morning whenever she wakes up. Louis then left in a hurry. Immediately he left, Bella picked up his phone and called someone. She told the person to follow Louis and find out what he's up to. She warned the person not to lose track of him, or else the consequences won't be fine. When Louis left in a hurry, he went to meet an old friend of his, Daniela. Daniela is a lawyer. She and Louis were high school friends. They maintained their relationship until university level when they had to separate. Not because they both went to different universities. Daniela is a street girl. She's very intelligent, regardless of her thug behavior. She managed to become a lawyer to be able to save herself from danger. Louis had to go see her. Things are beyond his control now. When they met each other, they hugged and greeted each other like they used to back then. It has been years since they've seen each other face to face, even though they used to chat on the phone. It turns out Daniela and Louis were really good friends while they were growing up. Yes, Louis was a boy who doesn't like girls because Daniela behaved like a boy. She was a tomboy, and this made Louis to be close to her. Daniela dresses like a boy, behaves like a boy. When Louis' parents found out the kind of girl Daniela was, they were forced to separate them both. They believed Daniela is a very bad influence for their child, Louis. Because of her choice of lifestyle, the way she dressed like a man always. That fateful day they met, Louis was surprised. Daniela had changed a lot. She now dressed more appropriately, more like a woman. She asked Louis about his wife, his daughter. He used to post the daughter all the time on his WhatsApp. Louis became sad instantly. Daniela asked him about his family. He then narrated all that had happened to him, the state his wife is currently, and how his house and life is in a mess. And now, the sudden visitor, the little girl that came to his house and saved him from being poisoned to death. Daniela, being the only one who really understands Louis very well, saw how scared he was. She then comforted him to calm down. She would help in any way she can. Daniela asked what really happened and how the daughter died. But Louis couldn't even provide any concrete answer. He wasn't even sure of what to say. Daniela became very angry. She stood up, looking very shocked. Wait, wait, wait. Are you insane? Or have you started to go crazy? Louis. She asked Louis, looking very angry. Why would you not know what really killed your daughter? Did that school do juju on top of your head? They did it in a way that you will never come for them. They met the wrong girl. On top of that, you stupidly let someone who saved your life to step foot out of your house. Louise, I've always known you have no sense at all. What sort of thing is this? You messed up. Why would you allow that girl to step foot out of your house? For what? A little girl that gave you so much information. Guy, you're not a child. You should know things like this exist. Some people are gifted. Some people know things you don't know about yourself. Why would you let a young girl live like that? Who even advised you to let her go? She even told you to accommodate her so that she could save you. But no, decided to play the dumb-ass human being I know. As Daniela finished lamenting, she told Louis to wait for her. She went inside, changed her clothes, and when she came back, She asked Louis to get up, that they are going out. Louis asked her where they were going. She told Louis that they are going to their child's school to find out what actually killed his daughter. Louis then told her that actually it wasn't as if he doesn't want to know what actually killed his daughter, but his wife wasn't in his right frame of mind to go find out what really happened. That is why they decided to bury her and lay low until she recovers. Then they can go and find out what really happened and how their daughter died. Louis told Daniela that his wife's mental health is very important, more than any other thing right now. Louis then begged Daniela they should not bother doing any investigation, going to the girls' school to ask any questions until his wife is mentally okay to fight or to hear anything regarding their late daughter Gift. Daniela then said to him, "Are you not mentally okay? It's only your wife that is down because of his child, but you're fine. It's been 3 months that this thing happened and you've buried your child. If you let this linger for a longer time, you will lose interest in finding out what really happened to your daughter. And if your daughter was murdered, that is you letting a murderer go scot-free. Now listen, it is either you follow me now to your child's school and we use my powers as a lawyer to find out all the information I need, or you get out of my house, delete my number, and don't you ever call me again or come to my house, come and ask me any stupid questions. Don't bring your issues to me. You know me, Louis. If I set my mind on something, I do it. Make your choice." Louis thought about it for a little while. He then agreed to follow Daniela to his child's school. They went straight to the school, and when they got there, they went straight to the headmistress' office. Immediately, the headmistress saw Louis. She became unnecessarily confident. Instead of being scared or probably sad that someone who lost his daughter is standing right in front of you, Daniela then asked the headmistress to narrate how Gift, a bright, beautiful young girl who came to school looking all okay, did not return the way she came to school. Daniela asked the headmistress to please explain how the girl died at her care and no one was held accountable. The headmistress confidently answered Daniela, "Well, first of all, we offer our condolence to you, Mr. Lewis. We are so sorry for the loss of your child Gift. But unfortunately, what happened to your daughter Gift was actually an avoidable death. Oh. If only someone saw her on time. According to the reports brought to me, your daughter Gift was electrocuted. She touched a naked wire that day in school. We called an electrician to come fix some light issues in their classroom. And when they came, they were informed, all the students were informed not to go near the electric wires. The teachers were present in the class as they were working. And you know, we can never be 100% careful with little children who doesn't listen. Your daughter Gift, she ran off and went and touched the wire. That was when the thing shocked her. Mr. Lewis, she was warned though not to go near the naked wire. I'm so sorry for your loss." That was how the whole thing happened. We are so sorry, sir. God will give you twins, plenty children, so that you could bear these laws. Daniela started to clap for the headmistress. Wow, what a beautiful speech you gave right here, madam. Madam headmistress. So, if Gift were your child and this happened to her, then the headmistress of the school opened her mouth and told you all these shenanigans. You know, you can't be careful with children. They are very naughty. They don't listen. We wonder, don't go to the naked wire. So if you were the one that the headmistress is telling all this sort of rubbish you are talking about, you will just stand up and leave, right? See, Madam Headmistress, or whatever they call you, you people killed an innocent child. You left a wire open. There should be a teacher looking at them 247. And you have the mind to open your mouth and tell a grieving father that you know that children cannot be 100% kill you there. See, just respect yourself. Respect this your school. Respect the girl that died inside the school. Now, you need to show us the CCTV of what happened to the little girl. We all know this is not a small school. You installed CCTV in all the classes. As I walked in, I noticed that each of the classes has a CCTV camera inside it. So, Madam Headmistress, I demand now, as my client's lawyer, that you should provide the CCTV of what happened on that particular day. We want to see how this young girl died. If not, you will not only be sued, your school will be shut down. We don't need you to start talking and telling us stories. Just show us the CCTV of what really happened on that particular day. And if truly Gift died from electric shock, we will find a way to go about it. Yes, children can be naughty, you know, but we need to be sure of your story. You can't just tell us story and we believe it. We need proof. But the headmistress refused Daniela. She said it is an evidence and shouldn't be in a position of the parents. What will Daniela do next? Now that the headmistress refused to provide the CCTV camera of what really happened to Gift on that fateful day she was pronounced dead. Let us find out in the next episode of this story. Thank you guys for the massive love you're giving me on this channel. I truly appreciate you. Please give this video a very big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to share with your family and friends. They will learn one or two from it. Do not forget to also click on that subscribe button. Subscribe. Turn on notifications